Thanks for the little plug done by Blair right at the end there. Of course, the Betsnet series. That's what we're doing, NATO. I don't know if you're aware, but yeah. No, you're not playing this one. I'm sorry. I had to do it once. I haven't done it yet today.
Yeah,
but,
James also did it.
Did he?
Yeah, he said about train force. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I do remember that now. That rings a bell. Either way, we're going to be going into Virtus.pro versus Red Reserve. I think VP in the game yesterday, I think that was sort of the surprise of the day. Like, North underperforming was surprising, but at the same time, they won. Like that's the big thing. Everybody will sort of go, maybe they got a slow start. It's fine. They won the game. Whereas with Virtus.pro, they lost to what was an underdog. Like, Fragsters definitely showed up, especially in that last map. And I do have to agree. Like, the Inferno just... I don't know at this point whether or not it's even worth just not banning it. Like, their record on it is so poor. And it's getting worse. Like, what did we look earlier? Because we wanted to see the percentage again. It was like 15.4 or something.
Yeah, and yesterday it was 18.2. And that was in the past 3 months even, I think. Yeah. I'm not sure.
So that is an awful win rate on this map.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, I said it after the North game, right? That it doesn't really matter. North won, and no one will ever really care to look at the... People only look at the result, right? It was a 2-1. Okay, they shouldn't have dropped the one map, but it doesn't really matter how close the maps were. It's the same thing, just the other way around for Virtus.pro, that no one will really care that they were really close to winning.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost 2-1 to Fragsters, and even though one map was an overtime and the other was a 16-14, it really does not matter.
Yeah.
The only thing that matters is the fact that they lost, and yeah, that's something that they're going to have to work through, and the best way they can do that is by beating Red Reserve today. But obviously Red Reserve have other plans.
Well, that's the other thing as well. Is like Mirage, I just Red Reserve winning that. Okay, there's more of a chance with the stand-in, like that they'll be able to have some sort of synergy. It's probably the most basic map in the pool when it comes to like setups and just knowing smokes and being able to go for those sort of aggressive pushes. You can pretty much call anything on the fly, and most players can sort of slot into a position at least reasonably well. I think out of all of the maps in the pool. So that's the chance, but at the same time, that was the map that Virtus.pro looked really good on yesterday. Like, they absolutely destroyed Frags. That was the first map of the series, and it was just like, 16-6. It could have been a whole lot worse. Like, we were standing at it going, are we going to get another 16-2 or 16-1? Like, that was dominant.
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, I mean, back in the days of, like, Katowice, the major that they won, 2014, Mirage was like the one map where you really did not want to play Virtus.pro. And that was, I mean, now it's like the general opinion is that anyone can beat anyone on Mirage. But at the time, no one could beat Virtus.pro, basically. And, I mean, with how they played yesterday versus Fragsters, a team that's, I mean, not bad on Mirage, it just really seems like it's a hard map to take against these guys. But a map that's not so hard to take against them. Inferno. And that's going to be what we're starting on here with Red Reserve and Virtus.pro.
Here we go. Already just a slaughter at the beginning of this round. It does come out with the CTs winning it. Like, barely anything happened there. Just destruction from the beginning. And it will be VP to get themselves off to a decent start. Now, the game yesterday versus Fragsters on this map was incredibly close. So, and I would say in terms of Fragsters as a unit, we should be seeing more from them. Like, obviously, they're not them winning the map, I'm saying in comparison to Red Reserve. Like, just as a unit, they're here with their full roster. I feel like Inferno is a pretty decent map for them. So I think although Virtus.pro haven't been good on this map, I think it's going to be down to Red Reserve to sort of prove again, like, okay, in the second map yesterday, they played fairly decent, but I think they do have to prove that even with our IGL missing, we can still perform. And I think starting out on the T side, they've definitely got a decent chance to do that, but they're going to want to make sure that Virtus.pro aren't able to like get all that utility, maybe even get the double AWPs in, which became quite scary when they do have it in. And yeah, I think also if Mihu shows up today, it could be a different story, because in the last two maps at least, he wasn't there at all.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And I think that the match we saw between Red Reserve and Hellraisers, what we saw was the fact that Red Reserve were actually quite good on the CT side of Inferno, but not so great on the T side. It ended up being an overtime game, but I think they got like 7 or 8 CT rounds, which is usually more than It's more than what you usually get on this map, is what I'm trying to say. So we'll see. I mean, if they can have a good T side here and just have anything like the CT side they had yesterday, they've got pretty good chances. But losing the pistol round at the beginning is not so good. I'm also interested to see Pleasant. We see him lurking again. He didn't have so much luck yesterday, but maybe it's a different story today. Oh, he almost gets that kill even, and now instead it's a kill on the B bomb side. This should be a trade. It is. Relaxer gets it, and now Bialy low, Pasha low. Neo also taking a bit of damage. This looks like a Red Reserve round, Tom.
Yeah, I wonder if it's worth either just saving or giving the rifle over to Neo to try and do something with it. And by the looks of things, yeah, they have broken straight back. Are we ever going to get someone winning the pistol and follow-up rounds today?
But, I mean, I know it's like... I know I've been saying it a lot, and it's probably super annoying for the viewers to hear. But seriously, Valve, Nerve, the C said... we saw it here. I think it was Boten. He even got the first kill on B, but I think it was even him as well that just walked out of Boiler and just instantly headshotted someone all the way over at the arch corner. I mean, that should of course be possible, but with how frequently it happens with this CZ, it really should not happen. I mean, not so often as is the case right now. And I think that's why we're seeing so many second round wins. It's just that this pistol is just... Everyone now knows that it's really overpowered.
When our first matchup, Fours won all 4 pistols. They managed to win the second round once, and they then lost the third round.
And that was only because they
because it was a complete eco. So, yeah, no, we've definitely seen some crazy rounds out from the pistols. The save weaponry will mean that Virtus.pro can go for a little bit more of a buy themselves, although Kreese and Plasm will now have AKs in play, and alongside that, Freddy Frog has managed to save himself the AWP. So after the pistol win, definitely not the start that VP were looking for. And we are just going to have a much more passive default hold from Red Reserve. Now, if they are going to have a chance in this series, I think there's no doubt they have to take this map. I don't think there's... Because I think Mirage, they will struggle. I think VP looked so good yesterday. If they even show up close to what they did then, I think it'll be a tough game. Cash, however, could be interesting.
Smoke. Never seen that before. There's a bit of a one-way, perhaps.
Oh, I see that all the time. That's my classic smoke.
Okay, that's the only smoke you know.
He actually stole that one from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I taught him everything he knows.
Yeah?
Which is not much.
Oh, you're saying he doesn't know much?
If he's throwing smoke like that, maybe not.
Yeah, okay, that's actually probably not too far off. Perhaps a flash coming in here for Mihu. Instead, it's going to be a Molotov and they're going to be pushed off the angle. But yeah, as you say, like, if they don't get Inferno, I know they will probably struggle on Mirage with how they played yesterday, and I have beaten Red Reserve a few times on Cash, and I can tell you I am really bad at playing Cash, so...
So you heard it here first, if you're playing against Sprout, pick Cash.
No, my teammates are good on Cash, but I suck on the map, I swear. Anyway, in comes the push. 15 seconds left, maybe leaving it a bit late, especially with Neo up here in the apps. Jumping in the gun a bit, but Pasha somehow manages to get 1 kill and even does good damage on the second. Bomb plant comes through though, and it's a 3 versus 3 situation with not the best of weaponry for the CTs, but still a possible round to win.
Yeah, I think Pasha, he was so close to just being able to drop that bomb. Multiple players pushing onto the site, and that was his best chance. Plasm decapitates Mihu, and although there's a couple of players, they don't have a huge amount of time to actually get back into this site, and because of that, Snax is going to look to exit. Down to just 3 HP. His teammate Bialy has already run for the hills. From the T side, they are going to be able to take themselves the conversion. 2-1 in favor of Red Reserve. And they will eventually exit and save themselves the weaponry. Snax said he has to be a little bit careful here because they were all pushing in his direction. But now, well, VP, all they're going to have into this one is the weapons they saved from the previous.
Mihu died? Or what? We're looking at the scoreboard here in HLTV, and
there was only two. There was only 2 remaining on.
Was there only 2 remaining at that point?
Yeah, there was only 2.
All right, then maybe I'm just not
maybe
paying.
You're crazy.
Yeah, I don't think it's a maybe at this point. Though.
Okay, well,
but with how confident VP looked in that pistol round, instantly getting wrecked in the second round, and now also in the third, has to hurt your confidence. And now Mihu instantly goes and dies. Not the start they would have wanted in this 4th round. And with only a UMP, a Farmers, a CZ, and a P250, you only really have one good weapon on Neo. And we'll be looking to see if we can open up this round.
Such a meme.
At this point it is, yeah. But the push from Bialy, that could definitely get 1 or 2 kills here.
Yep, does manage to get himself a first. Now, in the meantime, he's actually going to be looking to push towards this site. Now, Snack still has a smoke to at least try and buy a little bit of time, but by the looks of it, they're just going to go straight through it. He throws the flash, catches himself, does a decent amount of damage. Bialy has actually managed to upgrade to an AK-47, and this is actually probably the best opportunity that they've actually had over the last few rounds. The problem is, the weaponry they have isn't the best, and 2 players without any armor. And the question really will be is, does Bialy want to just try and save onto this AK-47? 2 players in dark as well. Could be a bit of a surprise, but the surprise comes from Pasha. He pushes in and picks up 2 quick kills. Now Bialy has that temptation. Relaxer trying to tap away, does manage to remove 1 from action, and the bomb ticking down to the last few seconds of where it's possible for Bialy. He's going to go for the kill, but it won't matter. Relaxer will shut things down with a quad kill. Red Reserve convert themselves another round, but it's very close indeed. And now the CT side, they'll have an opportunity to buy.
So with that round, we now know for sure Relax is the evil twin. Seems like, in cartoons at least, if there's a pair of twins, there's always one of them that's like super evil. And in this round at least, it was Relaxer putting the hurt onto Virtus.pro. A 4K for him even, and was it even... I guess it was a 1 versus 3. The first kill obviously being traded, but the last 2, both solid. Good smoke comes in to try to retake the bottom of Banana, and Krios might be in trouble. Not really though, he actually just gets a kill and gets out of there, and then instead it's Snacks who's in trouble.
Yeah, left down onto just 6 HP, and he's the lone defender of this site. And it doesn't even have any utility left either, so... Again, it's looking like a pretty bleak scenario for Virtus.pro. They're actually going to switch up the players that are there. Of course, Neo with an incendiary and a smoke, so it makes more sense that he will be the lone defender of this B site. But again, the T's, they're very happy to just take those openers, and most of the time, if they just wait patiently, Virtus.pro are going to try and make some sort of play, try to gather some information. If they're just waiting for these pushes to come in, it can actually be quite simplistic for them to win these rounds.
They might just contact mid here. They even use the flash actually to flash away Pasha. I would not have expected that because it's a bit unlikely that Pasha has an AWP in this round. But then again, he did only have a P250 last round. And then he peeks out at the perfect timing, gets a free frag, Bialy follows it up, and now a guy in the corner, it's Snacks, also kills 1, Relaxer with 1. Krios with an important kill in. Pasha, 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah.
He definitely shopped at the right grocery store today. And with that AWP, I mean, from what we've seen, Pasha in the pistol round was just a bit of a beast. He just one-clicked 2 players, then last round, he... I mean, Bialy came from behind, killed 1, Pasha then flanked the other, got a kill, and... I think he was also the guy that pushed into the site.
With the UMP, yeah.
Yeah, with the UMP, and just got 2 frags. He probably shouldn't even have had 1, to be honest.
Yeah.
And he got 2. So, and even info on the last as well. So he's definitely had a good start to this half. The guy that has not Snacks, he's not a good start to this round.
Well, he's been called out quite a few times now, actually, Snacks, trying to do damage over towards the site. Mihu is going to be there to trade, but he's got to be careful. Freddy Frog in the corner, and well, Pasha saves the new man on the block. Relaxer is going to get dunked down as well, and Virtus.pro look like they have this round dead to rights. Bottom, with the best gun in the game, is going to get himself a frag, down to just 4 HP. No control over the bomb either, which will be spotted. Or should be spotted. It won't matter anyway. Neo closes things out. It is going to be the round for Virtus.pro. But now there is a buyback in. Of course, the previous round just ecoed because of how much damage was actually done by Pasha in the previous round with the P250 and the UMP. So at least the cost coming back to pay dividends for him. Also, I don't think if he got those kills, he wouldn't have had the AWP either. So Pasha working that money quite well.
Yeah, and it's always a good sign when your AWPer has 190 ADR. Usually when you play AWP, okay, at this point only 160, but
Only
160, yeah. I mean, usually AWPers tend to have lower ADR than rifle players, but Pasha has been impactful in more ways than one.
Is that your excuse?
Of course. But I don't know what Pasha's excuse is there. Perhaps he was just outplayed. Borten again, he's so sick on Inferno, and he always hits really naughty shots. There's one of them.
Already taking quite a bit of mid-control. Mihu looking to try and go aggressive towards the B. Banana position. Actually, they've still got a second player over there in the form of Snacks, even though they have such a deep spot now. This, for Mihu, is a little bit overzealous for my liking. Relaxer is just going to wait patiently, and that's such an easy kill for them to take. Of course, I can understand the mentality of wanting to get back into the round in a 4v5, but the risk there seems to far outweigh the potential reward. Kreese is going to be traded out by Bialy, leaving things into a closer scenario, but he gets tagged so low that, again, it's going to come down to pretty much Virtus.pro or somebody on this team hitting a multi-frag, and instead Neo is going to be met by Freddy Frog. Bialy left surrounded with absolutely no HP. There's no way he gets away with that. And Snacks, I don't think he has any other choice but to just save his gun.
We've seen Snacks pull off some insane clutches, but I think this would be out of the areas of what's even possible for a human being. Some would say, though, Snacks is a god. But I think this 1 versus 4 turned 1 versus 3. You just look at him through the wall. Instant aim lock. But no, in all seriousness, he's probably just going to hang on to his upgraded rifle now. Had an M4, now an AK. I mean, it's cheaper, but most would say it's better.
Well, yeah, Snacks may be a god, but what is a god to a non-believer?
Hey, this is... I'm 12 and this is steep. Oh,
Also,
we've got a new code.
Yeah, this is... Yeah, I don't like that code.
No, Omega Law was better?
Yeah, no, it was. It's more memorable.
Yeah. You don't remember Jody Org?
No.
Jodorg?
Exactly, you do.
I don't know,
I don't
man.
even know that's meant to be said. Or it's Joe Dior. G.
Joe Dior, a new fragrance from...
NATO Savic's perfume ad coming soon.
I mean, I've made socks, why not make perfume?
You haven't given me any of those socks yet, I'm disappointed.
Sorry. I might honestly make some more at some point. I really like them. I don't wear... Okay, I do wear
Well, then
clothes,
you can make a
but
goodie bag and put a sock in it.
yeah, let's do it, man. An eco round from Virtus.pro. They're going to be stacking around the B-bomb site, except for the rifle, which was on Snacks, was boosted up, now onto Pasha. But at this point, the round is pretty much over, and he can only really look to save, which is not going to be possible because he just gets sprayed through the smoke. Neo should be found. Now Bialy has the info, but Person smartly backs off. He even opens the door or closes it, I'm not sure. This is a battle Person shouldn't be losing. Bit too close for comfort, but in the end, it's all Swedish.
Yeah, 5-3. Decent start for the T side after what was the first few sketchier rounds. Now, well, the money VP actually could be a little bit interesting here because the money hasn't really built up. So Pasha will have his AWP. There'll be a couple of UMPs in play and some rifles for the remainder, but they're still not like a particularly good buy. And the fact is the UMP over towards that B site has just not been working for them. They've been trying to sort of go aggressive with it, and Snacks almost every single time has just been decimated. Mihu over in this sort of further pushed angle has been ruined almost every single time. This time at least gets a trade frag, but I feel like that 1-for-1 is just not really worth it for the CT side, especially because a lot of that means that then they have to just gamble stack on A and remain just one player on B.
There's actually such a small detail But I think because the Molotov bounced off and landed on the sandbags, it popped quicker than Mihu had anticipated, and because of that, the flash was late. If it had just bounced off the wall and landed normally, I don't think that would have been an issue. I think he could have peeked with the flash. And peeking with the flash is Bialy. Gets a free frag onto Pleasant, and now Push is going to be coming in. A lot of damage, but no kills. Pasha's going to get one, though. He even gets the second. It's actually stolen away by Neo's Inferno.
Relaxer repositioning into the apartments, left into the 1 versus 2. Has to try and retrieve the bomb. And actually, Snacks nowhere near the action. He's still waiting further back, maybe expecting. Oh, I don't know what he's expecting. Maybe he doesn't know where the bomb is. It's going to be a switch of orbs for Relaxer. He's got this 1v1 at the moment, but now Snacks does join the party. He's going to try and fake out the bomb. One hits the shot onto Snacks and looks for the one onto Neo as well, but eventually Neo will shut him down. That looked like it could have been a clutch from Relaxer, but instead the Poles will bounce back. Tees, in terms of money, shouldn't have any problems going into the next round, and now they have the chance to reset Virtus.pro once again.
Close for Relaxer. Already had one clutch, could have had another, but instead it's going to go to 10-4. Not a bad scoreline when you're playing AWP and also IGLing, which I think he is at this event. He's at least sitting in the middle. And since the normal IGL is not available because of issues with his hand, believe it or not, Krios gonna burn his feet. Uses his Molotov to extinguish, or uses his smoke to extinguish the Molotov.
It did
That's
not
a bad plan.
Molotovs to extinguish
I mean, everyone always said fight fire with fire, right?
Just not in a house fire. Not the best idea. Fireman probably wouldn't work, but Mihu, again, the aggression not going to be working too well, but actually Neo will trade a couple back and at least leave it into a 3 versus 3. T's now going back to retrieve the bomb, and actually look like they're about to move over towards this A side of the map, maybe expecting to have dragged some sort of rotation towards B. Instead, the polar opposite has happened. Neo even looking tempted to make a move back towards that A site. Bialy going to rely quite heavily on Pasha's support when this push comes in. Of course, Bialy has had actually quite a few multi-frag kills around this angle. UMP up close is pretty much exactly where you want it. Smoke, in fact, just going to fall in as they look to push. That has to just be infuriating. Now the clock will start to tick against them, and actually we are going to see the flashes coming out, but this is where Bialy just does the work. 2 kills coming in for him, only 1 remaining, and Pasha will shut it down. 5-5, Virtus.pro bounce back. Papa looking happy, which is what I like to see. And the T's, well, their money is not in a good state at the moment.
It's funny you should mention that. I was actually just sitting there thinking, I mean, it's not always that Pasha plays well, but he's one of those players where every time he plays well, you can't help but be super happy about it. I mean, it's really enjoyable to see him here. And I mean, not only does he actually get the kill, if he goes down there, it's a 1 versus 1. Button could quite easily win that, right? And it's not the easiest kill to get. But also, he uses a Molotov on short to hold back the push, and then the smoke timing on the app smoke gave Bialy 2 free kills. So he's using his utility well. He's getting openings. He's getting important frags. I mean, right now he's really starting well. It seems like he doesn't want to leave Ukraine just yet.
Oh yeah, they've got a lot of fans in this country. They've got a lot of fans everywhere, but whenever I've seen them in Ukraine, I think they must be like the most loved team pretty much anywhere. Like in at V4, there was like obviously DevFox was there, a Hungarian, and VP had more fans.
Okay, VP, a professional team, had more fans than one player. Tom.
Yeah, but he should get support as a local.
Yeah, that's true. But I think there was some guy on Reddit who made like a compilation or something where he found the top 10 or top 20 most popular players with like all their social medias added, like Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, all that. And I'm pretty sure Pasha was the #1, even above Shroud and Summit. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, obviously those don't really count anymore.
What about Fallen?
Yeah, even Fallen.
Because Fallen's Twitter following's like 800K or something.
I think it's even like 1.2 million or something.
Or is it,
But I think Pasha has like 1 million followers on Twitch, so alone there he's... And he also has a lot on Twitter. So, yeah, he's... I mean, if you have the most beloved player on your team, the rest don't really need to be, but... So, just so happens that they also have a huge following.
Not a bad start. Only 40 seconds left on the clock. Mihu, he loves taking these sort of aggressive peaks, but he has Snacks to support him, and Snacks is not going to stop. 3 kills for him, only 1 player dying, and it will be a fairly simple round in the end for Virtus.pro. Take themselves back the lead, and we should be getting a bye coming in from the Terrorists.
But Mihu playing probably one of the lowest sensitivities in the entire professional CSGO scene, also means that he can take those long-range battles and usually win them, because he's just got like such calm aim, you know, even at the long range. So because there's not so much to aim at, but he doesn't have to, you know, move his aim that much. It's usually, I mean, I know that from my own team, right? Innocent also plays like 0.7 on 800, and he is definitely the best player I've ever played with at playing Deagle and playing those rifles at long ranges. That guy just never loses a battle. Maybe it's a Polish thing. I don't know.
Oh, we are going to have a bye back in for the T's. Pasha's been looking pretty good so far. In fact, it's actually been the AWP on both sides, which has been the sort of, well, the AWPers have been at the top of the board. Relaxer has his in hand once again. I do wonder if the tattoo came in on one of the twins just because they wanted people to tell them apart.
I think that might actually be the case.
Or he just really liked the tattoo. I know that might be more likely. But yeah, slow round from the T's. Waiting patiently. No real aggression actually coming out from Virtus.pro, and there's only 30 seconds left on the clock. The Incendiary going to buy a little bit more time. Mihu still has another one, but he's over towards the B site and looking to fall back, and here goes the push. Pasha in place with the AWP. Here's the footsteps, and actually going to go even further into the site. Bialy is set up, and actually they're just doing damage. Bialy peeking again and again and again, taking these fights. He's got Pasha to support him as well. And Virtus.pro with a wonderful crossfire shut that down with no real trouble.
Pasha is doing such a great job at holding his grenades right now. I mean, on 35, you still have a Molotov from mid. He throws it, and instead of holding an angle on Boiler, where it's... I mean, there's 99% going to be coming, like someone's going to be coming out of Boiler. But instead of challenging that and risking getting caught, he just Molotovs and then slow walks back so they don't know that they've given up that area. Because of that, they get a flash, but that means that Virtus.pro also get the info that the play comes into the A bomb side, and that means they can rotate earlier. So, I mean, the whole round is just really well played, and I think it's because Pasha was playing the AWP towards short there that they just have all of the info in mid, and because of that, they can hold their grenades. At least their Molotovs. So it's really well played, and it's super hard to play against. The only way you can really counter that is by, you know, obviously taking the map control, but you also need to, you know, hold it, keep the map control. And that's really hard. But as a mix, you know, maybe just playing a bit more loose, letting people try to take the map control a bit more on their own could be the way to go. This, though, is looking a bit like the apps explode. There are some go-to strats on every map. This is one of them. Pleasant, going to be doing 2 flashes over apps from mid. And they might even choose to explode through this smoke.
Especially because it gives them the chance to sort of jump out to the left-hand side, go towards the hay bales. Here we go. They are just going to do exactly that. They've already overwhelmed 1. It will be a TK coming in as well, but Bialy only gets 1 himself, so actually not bad at all. And Botton quickly picks up the AWP and will remove Neo from action. They got armor on a couple other players as well. Snack's going to throw a deeper smoke with a spray through. Does a little bit of damage onto Mihu, and actually Kreese is going to get him completely through the smoke. Snacks is all that remains, and Kreese, he doesn't need vision.
Apparently not. It's pretty I mean, pretty well played by Chris. I think that's apparent for everyone, but the fact of the matter, something that I'm not even sure he knew, was that there was a gap on the left side. So, of course, they will try to move through the gap instead of having to move through smoke. And finding that gap, just spraying it, and even tapping it towards the end. That's like pretty much the only path the CTs can take. And
I still can't believe he's 19 years old.
is it?
Yeah, he looks about 8.
About 8. Oh, Mihu. Once again, there's like only one B defender.
Yeah, this has happened far too many times. I think a clear problem with this Virtus.pro defense, the aggression just doesn't seem to work for them. Mihu will pick up the AWP. Does manage one. He's actually looking to take a slightly more aggressive angle. Smoke into CT does actually bait in the rotation of Neo, who doesn't actually have a gun, so that may be part of the reason for this. And the re-aggression from Mihu, he's got to be careful because he won't be able to spot Freddy until maybe it's too late, but actually he finds the frag anyway. New man on the block picking up the AWP. Not something we see too often from him, but it is working. Now the T's look to put their pressure on towards this A site. Bialy in the pit, although does look to re-aggress a little bit, and Pasha still watching in towards middle in case they look to split in that direction, but it is looking more like an Apps push, and Neo is caught once again back to a 3v3 with only 30 seconds left on the clock. I think a lot of this is going to be able, or be down to what Bialy can do, and already manages a first, second, not quite going to be there. Relaxer is fast enough on the flick to take him down. Pasha trying to sneak his way back in. This time not so much of a gap in the smoke for him to find. He's going to be waiting patiently for Mihu to actually rotate back in. He's dropped that AWP and switched it out to the AK. No kits on either of the remaining players, and Relaxer hits the timing perfectly to leave it on to just Pasha in the clutch. Time starting to tick away. He's got about 10 seconds to try and fix this, and Plessen is not going to allow it. Nice work from Red Reserve to turn back a disadvantageous situation. And well, now it is going to be them leveling up with Virtus.pro.
Unlucky for Pasha, it honestly looked like that shot should have hit on Pleasant, but it is what it is. Sometimes God works in mysterious ways.
RNG.
Yeah, the G is for God. Random number God. Yeah.
That actually sounds like a pretty cool, like, rap name.
No. Bialy takes the first, and Freddy Rock, it's again Snacks dropping early on the B-bomb side, and again the B-bomb side only has one defender. It feels like they're trying to play aggressive every single round, and every single round is just going horribly wrong.
Now that's a good rap name.
Yeah? Do you want to share it with the viewers?
RNG unit. There you go. You can steal that one.
G unit, yeah. Wow. Yep. All right. So, someone get me another job.
I think you already have another job.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Pasha does manage one. Mihu actually another, and he gets one more with the last few bullets. He's on to Kreese, and it gets close, but Neo will help them steal the round away. 8-7 in favor of Virtus.pro. They do take the half in the end. A very close one at that.
I was, by the way, thinking yesterday. You said, I mean, Neo running fast, Neo, right? You could kind of do the same with Mo from Gambit.
Oh God.
Yeah. We'll be here all day. That's not even true, actually.
All week.
Yeah, even. I mean, that's probably kind of more accurate. But half-time. Did you expect that, Tom?
I don't think we've seen anything too surprising so far in this game. I think especially when you look at the sort of game versus Fraxters, it was actually an 8-7 half both times in favor of the T side, but it's one round difference. We've not really seen any sort of change. And again, it's sort of like, I have not been impressed with VP on this map, because the thing is, they've had a lot of big individual plays. That's the more worrying factor for me, is that some of their like star players have been performing. Pasha's look good. Bialy's look good. Like that A site hold is actually fine.
It was actually really sick, yeah.
I've got no problem with how they're playing the A site. It's just B that the aggression that they have just doesn't seem very tactical at all. And actually, the best round I can think of aggression working was actually just when Neo went over there, which was one of the players who was initially sticking over towards the A site. So it was like Snacks or Mihu would die first almost every single round, which at that point you have to just sort of go, okay, maybe we should be doing something a little bit different.
Yeah, there was that one round where Snacks died with the orb and then Mihu picked it up, and then
yeah,
that was a good round as well. But it felt like the only aggression that ever really managed to work was when Mihu did it. But it is what it is. Instead, the half means that players switch sides, and so the B side should be no issue anymore. Only if Red Reserve are going to be struggling as well. But this could look like an apps explode again.
Yeah, that's where the bomb is currently set up. Mihu just walks in and decapitates Plessen. Botten can't quite connect the shots, and Mihu's looking good in this round. Well, dead now, but the rest of his team will step up to do the damage. Kreese, the stand-in, only lasts a couple of seconds, and Pasha really has looked good so far today. 9 and 7. The pistol goes the way of Virtus.pro. Let's see if they can convert this one. Fingers crossed, we'll finally see a pistol conversion.
That would actually be nice. But now this means that Virtus.pro took both pistols.
Yep.
And usually, if you take both pistols, I mean, I remember reading it some time ago, it might have changed, but I think it's something like, if you take both pistols, you've got like a 78% chance of winning the match.
So fours are in that 22%.
Yes. They also messed up badly.
Ooh, nice cleanup already. That's the B site completely under the control of Virtus.pro, so the Force Spy has not worked for Red Reserve, and, well, at least VP looking like this time, I'm praying there's no way that they can throw this one away. A couple of CZs, of course, so a chance to maybe steal a weapon or two. We only really expect to see the SMGs going hunting here. No real reason to waste the rifles or risk them, I should say. Although, as I say that, Snacks is actually going to go pushing down towards the T-spawn area.
I think this is like the first buy round we've seen versus Force Spy, where the T side have not gone into amps in this entire tournament. And this time, they actually managed to win it. So, I'm quite happy.
The NATO top tip. If you have a buy, really don't go apps.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, I really feel like there's a lot of teams that messed this up at the tournament, and it's nice to see one of the more experienced, one of the more, it's just one of the better teams here at the tournament. They don't make those mistakes. And that's one of the things that separates...
Don't make those mistakes yet.
Okay, that's actually probably true. I mean, they were probably, okay, now, hey, they've saved 2 CZs and 2 Kevlars. Let's go apps. Let's run into them. That's not unlikely.
I really want them to go apps this round.
Yeah, I would instantly quit. Just leave. Yeah, it actually looks like they are... Snacks and Bialy, they are really wanting to go. Pasha farming ecos here, it seems. He's going to get a mouthful again. They don't have a single flash, so I guess they're just playing Freddy Frog's contact, and if anyone clears this corner, 4 players swing out, instantly kill him.
The problem is Snacks already pushing up over towards that A site, and soon should spot there's nobody there. In fact, though, there comes the push. Pasha tries to farm up some frags, but instead is met by the headshot from Relaxer. Mihu now looking to do the same, but doesn't want to get overwhelmed in this scenario. In fact, look where the bomb is. That's why they have to fight this. The bomb is in such a horrible position, and it comes down to just 1 man left. Snacks, he's gone on a long rotation. Is this going to be another failed conversion round? No, it's not. Snacks will spray down both. He saves them there because that could have been an atrocious round. And even still, considering what they had, that is a hell of a lot of damage.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is also one of the things I've said at this event previously, but I love it when teams do ecos or Force Spies in a setup, do it together. And here we see it. I mean, they had 2 CZs saved it wasn't even like the beginning was that great. I mean, they caught Neo, but then Pasha peeks out into 4 guys, hits them all, and then...
It's just where the bomb was.
Yeah, but also the CTs even kept pushing. They didn't even know about the bomb. So it's just crazy how close those eco rounds can get if you play them correctly. Of course, there's, especially in those eco rounds, always a bit of luck involved, but I'm still liking what Red Reserve is doing here. It's nice.
Molotov does force out Freddy Frog, but he's able to avoid the shot from Pasha. He's actually going to have the gamble stack over towards the side of the map. Relaxer left alone. Doesn't actually have that much information. He's playing so passively, but it seems like it may work out anyway. The T's, at least for now, all gathered over towards this A side of the map, although the bomb is actually going to go peeking back a little bit, maybe a bit wary of the push. If they do start to rotate back towards B, this is where it worries me a bit. If I see a sort of gamble stack, I like to see the AWPer being a bit more aggressive, like being set up in a spot where you can find information and then fall back, so then you have a chance of rotation. The fact is here, if Relaxer dies, they don't really have a choice but to save. Unless he's done a lot of damage along the way. And he's only got a singular flashbang to try and slow them down. However, the push into middle, that makes things more interesting. Red Reserve, they've got the read. Doesn't connect the shot, but they're going to have such a fast flank that this could actually work perfectly into their favor. Botten running in already takes down Pasha. They now know that the flank is in. Can they do anything about it, though, as the CTs force the issue? Bialy does manage to double down, but a lot of damage has been done. Back into a 3v3, make that just 2 as Neo falls. And there's going to be Mihu and Bialy to try and hold on to this one. Freddy Frog will be the first point of contact. Mihu spots him out, but doesn't quite manage the kill. Jump across. Bialy nets 1, but now he has everything left to do. Hits the second, goes for the final frag. The time ticking away, but it won't matter. It will be the defusal coming in for Relaxer. 4 kills for Bialy, but it's not enough.
Crazy round, absolutely crazy round. Well, this is Red Reserve in a nutshell. I mean, I have to agree. Like, just my CS brain tells me that it's not a good play to just stick one AWP on the site and then just play him passively like that. But Red Reserve, they love doing this on their CT sides. It's especially something they do on Inferno, on Mirage, these maps where it is kind of pug heavy, and there are some sites that teams like to, you know, somewhat favor. And it's just, they really like gamble stacking, even in buy rounds. And when it works really well. And when it doesn't work, of course, it's basically just instantly a lost round. But here, they even actually second-guessed the gamble stack and rotated the player off to be pretty early on. And that worked out for them. I think that didn't work out for them now, though, is the push down into middle. I liked it. I liked the idea, but it's actually a bit unlucky me who goes through Mexico. I think that's
like
probably
the
the only reason why.
of the smoke as well. Like the smoke thrown by the AWPer after the peak is just sort of saying like, okay, that's us. We're all back. We're in the site. Ignore the fact that somebody's down the bottom of mid. It's something fairly basic, but it's basically just trying to allow the T's to believe that, okay, that's them now no longer challenging middle. However, the problem being now, man down, damage taken, and the T's are slowing it right down. And then you can see, here you go, you talk about gamble stacks, Red Reserve doing it again. Every single player, excluding Botten, is going to be over towards that B side of the map. The apps push coming in as well. He will try and survive over towards this graveyard, but the fact is, I doubt there's going to be any sort of rotation from the CT side unless he does something absolutely unbelievable. Now, the first kill goes his way, but that is all she wrote. Bialy closes down Botten, and instantly you can just see the CT side going, okay, gamble doesn't work. That's our chance to save. And I think that is the one positive of these sort of gamble stacks. If you're in such a disadvantageous situation, just saying, you know what, let's go for something. If it doesn't work, okay, at least we have our weapons. Yeah.
I really like it. I think gamble stacking like that is becoming more and more meta. I think it's something that, like, for example, just 2 years ago, you would never see anyone gamble stacking in buy rounds. It would just be like, one player dies on A. I mean, you might even pull 3 guys over to A and then just risk it on B because it's somewhat of an easier side to hold with, like, a man disadvantage. But it's rare we really saw gamble stacking, but it's very meta right now. A lot of teams like to do it. But that's why teams like Avangard, they have this very unique playstyle that counters the meta really well, in my opinion, where their T side is basically just built around them taking map control, and then if they get them an advantage, they expect their opponents to gamble stack pretty much. So they pretty much send 2 guys in on A, 2 guys in on B at the same time. They get contact, they find out where the stack is, and then they instantly go on the other side. It's really, really effective. It's super hard to play against because as CTs, if you push, they're usually just holding until the last few seconds. And then when they actually push, you can't really rotate anywhere because, I mean, you just have to stay hidden on your side pretty much and hope that they call to go into your side. It's a really, really hard playstyle to play against, and that's why I think a team like Avangard might not have the best players in the world, but they've been getting some decent results here and there. And they would definitely be the perfect counter to a team like Red Reserve, I'd say.
Didn't they just, was it them who added Ramzik? Or there were rumors?
Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe there were rumors, but yeah, it was instead of James.
I like Ramzik. I think that it was him in Tangri with Fitch, wasn't it? And them two as like a duo together was incredible. And then when Fitch left, it was like a piece of Ramzik's heart was broken, and he just sort of disappeared a little bit. So looking forward to seeing him back. Freddy Frog gets one with the HE. Kreese goes on a suicide mission down Banana and is met with death. Neo is there. Does look like a fairly sketchy buy. Pasha about to peek into the angle. Relaxer is holding it, and such a tight spot will give him and his team the man advantage back. And you can see the remaining players, the 2 CZ players, in fact, over towards this A site, are just going to sit on the site itself. So passive. It does leave a lot open for Virtus.pro. Wrapping round through the arch is more than possible, but they have sort of thought of this idea with Relaxer now rotating in to cover it off. In terms of getting towards the site, well, in the close range battles, that's where these CZs really do reign supreme. Mihu goes for the cross, manages to get past the AWP, and now the wraparound makes things so much more difficult for Red Reserve. 35 seconds left on the clock, and they haven't rotated either of the weapons in again. I'm thinking they're hoping these pistols can do a bit more, and the Fortin does a decent amount of damage. However, the trades are back, and actually now you look at it, the CT side may even have the advantage going into this push. Mihu ready and waiting though, catches Relaxer with a flash in hand, and Freddy Frog is all that remains. His twin has fallen. The question is, can he do anything here? Neo is on just 3 HP. His teammate had a kit. He's going to go pushing back into the site. Mihu is just sat in the corner. May not be expecting him this close, and well, that is going to be Mihu to shut it down. 3 kills for him coming back into that site. Important that he found them. And it is definitely looking like he is performing a lot better than what we saw yesterday on Inferno. Not necessarily like mad fragging like we've seen in the past, but he's putting up numbers. And I think that was a big factor yesterday. I think if they had Mihu in the server, we could have actually seen Virtus.pro stay in the upper bracket.
Yeah, I mean, not only are these frags that he's been getting the past few rounds high impact, the way he's getting them is also like, it seems like he is one level ahead of the opposition, right? Here he just takes a bit of a weird off angle, and when he hears Relaxer set up with the grenade, that's when he pounces, right? So it's really nice. We see the flash again, another setup by Red Reserve. This time, not as much success, but still 2 kills off of a single flash. Oh no, actually just 1 kill. But a single kill off of 1 flash. It's still, I mean, it's a $200 investment, right? And you get $300 back for just that 1 kill, plus you're taking away economy from the other team. So it's always nice.
Yeah, Virtus.pro firmly in the driver's seat, and this was the map that we sort of spoke about as having to be. Yeah, it was actually a TK.
It was a team kill.
That's because I'm sure I was sitting there as well. Like, I know I saw 2 kills for the CT side, but yeah, it was actually Pleasant killing Freddy Frog. So not ideal. Relaxer's going to have the AWP back in play, but there is some missing pieces to this buy, and he actually misses the opening shot onto Mihu as well. So that is going to allow top Banana control for Virtus.pro.
That was a weird Molotov as well that landed there at the barrels. Honestly seemed like it didn't spread at all, but doesn't end up hurting anybody. Relaxer, he loves to jump up in these cores. Good flash, and you can see Pasha's aware. Now trying to move into side. I mean, they've just got the read. They know exactly what Red Reserve like to do on this map, and Krios putting up a good fight. Takes down Mihu. Now, if only Bialy could find a kill here on the other side of the map, that would be something special. But his timing a bit off now, I think.
Yeah, Bottom more than aware of the potential for a push, but the timing might catch him out. They have rotated Freddy Frog in towards this A site. I like this sort of one above, one below setup, but the problem is they're very open from the apps. He comes in. It will be a quick couple of trades. Actually, they have managed to drop the bomb into middle, but there is Bialy. He will pounce from behind, and Pasha catches one more. It is now going to be on to the standing Krees to try and save them here. CT side won't have a huge amount of money going into the next round if he doesn't manage to pull something off. Now Bialy falls back into the pit, and I wonder if Pasha will either just stay in apps or look to switch up his spot all the way back around. Either way, to clear him out of this position is going to be very difficult, and that's exactly what he'll do. The position not known, and this is smart from Pasha. He's going to have a new angle onto the bomb. Smoke will be there, but it's actually just to try and find out where Pasha currently is, and he's not fallen for it. Pasha plays it perfectly, and Virtus.pro, it is going to be their 15th round. Their opponent's map pick Mirage awaits in the second. And now all they have to do is break the force buy.
I mean, considering that Virtus.pro is a team that currently has a 15.4% win rate, they're actually playing pretty good Inferno. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I mean, they're just... I think in this round, yeah, they just searched a kill on B, they got it, fell back to A. Even though they're playing 3 around mid, and they lost 2 players in mid, they still, I mean, ended up winning that round easily, it seems. So it's really nice when you have a Pasha who's fired up, who is, I mean, on 97 ADR with the AWP, and Bialy also with 115 ADR. That's pretty crazy, to be honest. Bialy, what is that from him? Through the smoke, I'm not sure. There could have been no read there, really. And then perfect flash as well. Freddy Frog gets taken down. And now, plays into 4. Do you think he's going to win this round, Tom?
No.
Relaxer? No?
No,
That's a bold prediction. A bold prediction.
Yeah, it is.
Some would say.
There we go. Pasha waiting. That's a nice shot. Will at least net himself an AWP, although he has mollied himself out, which is going to waste a bit of extra time that he really doesn't have to play with. 4 players left to kill, and is he just going to have some fun? I thought he was just going to dance around. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Relaxer, well, stat padding. That seems to be it, because there's no way that he's winning this round now. 20 seconds to clear the site out, and Niho will peak in 16 and 8. Niho, yeah, that's what I meant to say. I'm actually just saying hello. But yeah, 16 to 8. Strong performance from Virtus.pro. They got some fans in the crowd as well, which is nice.
Yeah, you can definitely hear that. But it was nice. It seemed pretty easy, to be fair.
Yeah.
And I mean, the stars that we were looking towards, they definitely showed up in this game. It seemed like no one on Virtus.pro really had a bad match. There was a bit of issues with snacks on that B-bomb side on the CT side, but besides that, it was just... I mean, it just seemed like a Virtus.pro that hit their top level. And yeah, Mirage coming up. It's going to be really, really sick. I think it's going to be a good match. So I'm definitely going to be looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think definitely when it came down to exploiting B, that was the one real way that they... Are you like mocking me? What are you doing?
No.
It was the one way that they were sort of...
flirting with the camera.
Flirting with the camera.
Yeah.
Professional. But yeah, it was the one way that they sort of managed to like actually open up the game a little bit, because I think Pasha and Bialy on that A side were impeccable. Like, they played very, very well. Switching over to the T side, I think we saw Mihu come into his own a little bit more after somewhat being hung out to dry on the B side quite a lot on the CT side. And then even towards the end, we just had Snacks just absolutely styling, flashing through smokes, popping heads. It looked like they started to have a little bit more fun with it, which... Yeah. Again, we sort of said that earlier. That's when Gambit are having fun, it's scary. When Virtus.pro are having fun, it's scary.
It's even more scary.
It's like, yeah, it's one of those, when the better teams just start enjoying themselves, the game is pretty much done. But map 1 is done. We're going to be handing off to a short ad break, and then you'll be joined by James and the desk.
5 reasons to bet on bets.net. 1. We are not a bookmaker agency. We are a betting exchange. We are fine with any outcome of the event, so we have no reason not to pay your win. The information about the bets is available for everyone in real time. We stand for fair esports. 2. Instant replenishment and withdrawal of funds. No delays, checks, and restrictions. 3. Convenient mobile app on iOS and Android. All site functionality is in your pocket. Bonuses for each user of the app. 4. More than 800,000 people trust us. We are the most visited esports bet site in the CIS. 5. All coefficients are fully transparent and the commission rate is the lowest. We play fair and square. Bets.net. Visit us and win with us.